History's most talked about figure has 18 years we simply don't know about. No records, no eyewitnesses, not a single line. Theories stretching from India to Tibet, from Egypt to Britain, have been trying to fill that void ever since. But here's the real question. Are these just products of human imagination, or are they the last remaining traces of a story that was deliberately erased? Today, we're going to find out. Most religious sources and many historians answer this question with something surprisingly simple. Jesus was in Nazareth, working in Joseph's workshop, shaping wood and stone. The Greek word used for his trade, tekton, wasn't just a carpenter. He built walls. He raised structures. So why did these years pass in complete silence? Maybe the answer is hidden inside that very silence. During those years, Jesus was living a deeply human existence, earning his keep, belonging to a community, and immersing himself in the traditions of Jewish law. But we have to stop and ask, could the extraordinary wisdom he displayed at 30 really have grown entirely out of years spent at a craftsman's bench? That's exactly where historians and researchers start to disagree. Trails leading to India and Tibet. In 1894, a Russian traveler named Nicholas Notovich made a remarkable claim at a monastery in the rugged mountains of Ladakh. He had seen an ancient manuscript there, one that told the story of Jesus' life. And according to that manuscript, Jesus had joined a merchant caravan at just 13 years old and headed east. The claim goes further. Young Jesus allegedly studied the Vedic texts along the banks of the Ganges, engaged in deep philosophical debate with Buddhist monks, and reached his spiritual maturity on the ancient soil of Asia. It's worth noting the striking similarities between the Sermon on the Mount, its teachings on compassion, self-discipline, and detachment from the material world, and the core principles of Buddhism are hard to ignore. Coincidence? Cross-cultural influence? Or simply the universal wisdom of humanity? That's for you to decide. Mainstream historians largely reject this theory. No independent researcher has ever been able to verify Notovich's manuscripts, and yet traces remain in Tibet's oral tradition, quiet references to a wise teacher who came from the West. Trails at the other end of the world. The journey may not have ended in India. Some legends carry Jesus all the way to Glastonbury in England, alongside his uncle Joseph of Arimathea, a tin merchant. The story goes that Jesus traveled on his uncle's ship and sat in conversation with Druid sages on those misty shores. William Blake's immortal poem, Jerusalem, was born directly from this legend. Then there's another route entirely, one that circles back to Egypt, where Jesus spent part of his childhood. Some researchers argue that he returned to study at the great libraries of Alexandria, where he encountered Hermetic teachings in Greek philosophy. In this view, Jesus was a synthesizer, someone who gathered the world's wisdom from east to west, from Egypt to Israel, and wove it into something entirely new. A final silence. Before the storm. When Jesus stepped onto the banks of the Jordan River at 30 and stood before John the Baptist, he was no longer just a craftsman. Whatever he had lived through in those 18 years had changed him completely. Whether he spent them in the quiet streets of Nazareth or carrying the weight of a journey across continents, one thing can be said with certainty. Those 18 years were the invisible but essential season in which an ordinary man became a voice that would alter the course of history. The mystery still speaks. Maybe these years were left deliberately unclear, because the real question was never, where was he? It was always, who did he become? But this gap, this silence, continues to feed the endless curiosity and truth-seeking hunger of the human mind. Where do you think Jesus spent those 18 years? Does the India theory hold up for you? Or do you believe that great transformation took shape in the quiet and the ordinary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Stay in the light,